Hello and welcome to YNWE Transfer News, your ultimate source for all Liverpool FC transfer news. Our first news is this. Transfer News Live, Man United I2 signings as Liverpool agreed deal and set Isak deadline. Manchester City showed that they will once again be contenders to win the Premier League title this season after the Citizens thrashed Wolves 4-0 in their opening match of the season yesterday. Summer signing Tijani Reinders produced a sizzling display on his Premier League debut, while Erling Haaland was also in fine form on the day. On Friday evening, Liverpool's new striker Hugo Ekitike netted the first goal of the new season as the Reds defeated Bournemouth 4-2. And there will be plenty of new faces on display this afternoon as Manchester United hosts Arsenal at 4:30 p.m. Teams have just over a fortnight to complete their summer transfer activity before the window slams shut on September 1st, with the likes of Alexander Isak, Eberechi Eze, Alejandro Garnacho and Jadon Sancho all being linked with moves. Tottenham have announced that Jed Spence has put pen to paper on a new long-term contract with the club. The right-back has gradually become a key player for Spurs despite enduring a slow start to life in North London under Antonio Conte, and his versatility proved key last season. Spence has made 42 appearances for Tottenham since joining the club and will be keen to assert himself as a useful asset under Thomas Frank over the coming months. Newcastle suffer another Wissa setback. Brentford are continuing to block Yoane Wissa's move to Brentford, reports TalkSport. The Bees are not willing to part ways with the Congolese international without bringing in a replacement, and the arrival of Dango Ouattara from Bournemouth is not expected to change that. The winger is instead viewed as the replacement for Bryan Mbeumo, meaning Brentford are still in the market for attacking reinforcements. Newcastle will therefore be forced to weigh up their next move, with only an offer in excess of £60 million expected to change Brentford's stance. But they are not looking to strike a deal above £40 million at this stage. Wissa believes that he will ultimately be granted a move away from the G-Tech Community Stadium, but Brentford feel it is more likely that he stays instead. Liverpool plans set to accelerate. Kostas Tsimikas' exit from Liverpool is set to accelerate, reports Fabrizio Romano. Following the arrival of Milos Kerkez from Bournemouth, the Greek defender is now the Reds' third-choice left-back before the new signing and Andy Robertson, and he is open to departing as a result. Liverpool are open to both permanent and loan offers for the 29-year-old, who has attracted interest from Nottingham Forest previously. Leicester City have rejected another approach from Crystal Palace for Bilal El-Khanis, reports Sasha Tavaliri. The forward has been identified by the Eagles as one of their top targets to replace Eberechi Eze, who is keen to join Tottenham this summer. Leicester have already rejected an approach from Palace for El-Khanis, and a fresh offer from Palace is said to have also been snubbed by the Foxes. The higher powers at both clubs are expected to continue talks over the coming days. Liverpool change Chiesa plans. Liverpool are no longer willing to sell Federico Chiesa this summer, reports La Gazzetta dello Sport. The Italian came off of the bench to give the Reds the lead on during their 4-2 win over Bournemouth on Friday, and his impact appears to have prompted the higher powers at Anfield to rethink their plans, having previously been looking to offload him. It is claimed that Liverpool now have no intention of allowing Chiesa to leave, with Arne Slot making it clear that he remains part of his plans for the new season. Liverpool have met with the forward's agent to discuss their stance, though there is said to have been a lingering feeling in talks that their stance may change if another striker, namely Alexander Isak, were to arrive. Chelsea and Spurs forced into rethink. Chelsea and Tottenham may be forced to rethink their respective transfer plans for the remainder of the window. The London rivals are both in the market for a new centre-back, and Bayer Leverkusen's Piero Hincapié has been identified as a target by both clubs. However, Fabrizio Romano reports that any sort of deal for the Ecuadorian could prove very tough to negotiate as Leverkusen have no intention of parting ways with the defender. Erik ten Hag views Hincapié as a crucial player in both the short and long term, which may force Spurs and Chelsea to explore alternative options. Man United consider testing the resolve of Prem rivals with bid. Following their unsuccessful pursuit of Brighton star Carlos Baleba, Manchester United are reportedly considering turning their attention to Crystal Palace's Adam Wharton. According to TalkSport, the Red Devils are weighing up whether to test Palace's resolve with a bid for the midfielder, with Ruben Amorim pushing to bolster his central ranks. United are long-term admirers of the former Blackburn Rovers star, with Liverpool also keen on the playmaker. Chelsea deal at risk of collapsing. Christopher Nkunku's move to Bayern Munich is at risk of collapsing, reports Bild. The Frenchman's agent Pini Zahavi is said to have met with the higher powers at Chelsea earlier today to discuss the potential move, but talks did not go in the direction he was hoping. Bayern have been hoping to strike a loan deal for Nkunku, but the Blues are pushing for a permanent sale, which has now put the deal at risk of collapsing entirely. Federico Chiesa, Arne Slot hints at Liverpool transfer U-turn as talks planned. Liverpool boss Arne Slot has hinted at performing a U-turn over Federico Chiesa. Earlier in the summer it appeared Chiesa did not have a future at the club as he was left out of the pre-season tour squad. Slot had named a 29-man traveling party to Hong Kong and Japan, but the Italian was one notable absentee. Though it should be noted that the reason for the absence was because of a small fitness issue. However, his omission did lead to speculation that he could be on the move this summer, especially as competition for places across the attacking line has increased with the arrival of Hugo Ekitike. Speaking after Chiesa came to Liverpool's rescue in their opening game of the new Premier League season against Bournemouth, Slot has suggested the forward could yet have a future on Merseyside. He said, "As long as he is here, it is definitely at Liverpool, and I have no reason to believe it is going to change. He had a hard time last season getting his fitness ready, and unfortunately for him, he then missed the Asian tour, and Joe Gomez the same. We lost Connor Bradley in the end, so all my substitutions were related to players who couldn't go 90 minutes. Andy Carroll criticizes Alexander Isak amid Liverpool transfer pursuit. Liverpool's pursuit of Alexander Isak has created tension not only in Newcastle but also among the club's former players. Andy Carroll, once the figurehead of a high-profile transfer between the two clubs, has publicly criticized Isak's approach in attempting to engineer a move to Anfield. Carroll, who made a £35 million move from Newcastle to Liverpool in 2011, reflected on the difficulty of leaving his boyhood side and drew a sharp contrast with the Swedish forward. But Isak's not from Newcastle, so he can act like he's acting now and think it's acceptable. It's a big move for him. The way he's playing his cards at the minute, the Newcastle fans are not going to back him, he's not going to help himself, and it's a shame because he's such a good player and every Newcastle fan wants him to stay, the manager wants him to stay. It's not really the same as me because it's not his club. The Geordies took him in and made him one of their own, but when he wants to go, that's his mind changed." Carroll's words have struck a chord with supporters who now fear Isak's relationship with the St. James Park faithful may already be broken beyond repair. Liverpool have already seen one bid for Isak rejected, with their £110 million offer failing to meet Newcastle's valuation of closer to £150 million. The striker's desire to leave has only intensified speculation, but the Magpies remain firm in their stance. Arne Slot, fresh from guiding Liverpool to the Premier League title in his debut season, views Isak as a potential statement signing. His presence would reshape the attack after the tragic loss of Diogo Jota earlier this summer, and the Swedish international's profile suits Slot's tactical demands. Newcastle, however, are conscious of the message selling their star striker would send after years of rebuilding under Eddie Howe. The stalemate has left both clubs waiting on Isak's next move, with Liverpool expected to return with an improved offer. Eddie Howe has been forced to navigate a difficult start to the campaign without his leading forward. Isak missed the Premier League opener at Aston Villa, citing a thigh problem, although he trained with former club Real Sociedad during pre-season rather than join Newcastle's tour of Asia. Following the stalemate, Howe added, "The door is well and truly open. He has to decide what he wants to do. We would like a resolution. The ownership, the players, we need that clarity. I'm not in control of that, it's one person really that can control that." Liverpool fixture looms large. The timing of this saga adds another layer of intrigue. Newcastle hosts Liverpool on Monday, August 25th, with Howe acknowledging the weight of the fixture. "I think it's always spicy against Liverpool, There's a history with the fixture anyway. It's been an unbelievable fixture over the years in the Premier League. So we look forward to it, we respect them, and we know how good they are. Hopefully, off the back of today, we are ready. As Newcastle braced themselves for a visit from the champions, Isak's absence from the starting lineup would be as symbolic as it is tactical. For Liverpool, the contest offers a chance to showcase the depth of their ambition, perhaps even a stage to underline why Isak remains at the center of their transfer focus. Thanks for watching. Like and comment. Subscribe.